What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Sunday. Welcome back to another Vampy Book Club. It's episode 15. And you know I can't do this without my main man, Dollar Dell. Here he comes, crashing through the screen to you.
Hello,
Yeah.
Dollar
What?
Dell. Ooh.
Hey, Dell, what issue is it again? It's episode 15, but is it, we're on 14, right?
Issue number 1414.
So, yeah. So, issue 14, cover done by San Julian, but San Julian's actual name is actually Manuel Perez Clemente, and so he shortened it so people would actually recognize the name. Just imagine if he put Manuel Perez Clemente on this on this cover. I don't think you would go, you know, would say, oh, the Manuel. Well, no, you would still say the Manuel cover, but still. But St. Julian's, it's a little easier for people, I guess. Like it,
Yeah.
or he did it like Jose did, where he wanted to keep some privacy and just put St. Julian so people wouldn't know. Maybe that's the case right there. Was just in case he came to the States, wouldn't get extra attention.
Yeah, or just probably several different reasons.
Yeah,
Maybe if somebody approached him in the street and didn't want to be bothered,
yeah,
and said, hey, aren't you St. Julian? I was like, no, I'm Manuel.
yeah. Yeah. So maybe that's the reason why he did it. Well, but this is what this cover is actually one of my favorite covers. I mean, I have a lot of favorite covers on this run, but I think this one is one of my favorites. So I could show you. Yeah, since me and Del have it, we can show you the actual cover. So it's right here. I actually got mine at Nerd Out actually. when when Tim uh when Tim was at Nerd Out at the time, and St. Julian was supposed to come to Tampa Comic Con, I think 2019 or 2000. I know it was either the early 2000s con, but Tim had told me he likes he likes to cancel shit last minute. So and well, guess what happened? He canceled last minute.
Yeah, actually, yours is in better shape than mine.
Yeah.
Mine's in my room, but
Yeah, no, you're fine. No worries, man.
yeah, but
But
yours is in better shape than mine.
yeah, but I always like the cover because of the girl, because of the female. I'm surprised they didn't try to turn her into Vampirella. That's what I'm surprised at on that one. Is that they didn't try to turn it into Vampirella at all. Whoops. Hold on, let me fix this. I'm surprised I'm surprised they didn't like put you know the bottom like the bottom part of her butt part, like the little like they didn't paint it red to make it look like Vampy's costume, like the bottoms at least.
Well, it's blue. It matches the blue border on the cover
Right,
as
right,
well. So
right.
yeah, keeping everything same color scheme.
Yeah, yeah. I got you, but I just thought it was funny that they didn't try to use. Oh well, we should know that by now that they don't like using Vampy too much. They don't
Yeah,
think Vampy sells. But yeah, we read the first couple issues and there wasn't no Vampy in it until freaking issue 8. So
yeah. I think it's like issue 1, issue 2,
yeah,
or something like that, and then or
issue 1, 2, and then 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 was no Vampy at all until 8. It's like, what the hell?
yeah. So which is
Yeah.
I find
So
kind of
it's
funny.
yeah, I find it kind of funny too that they don't use her for cover like all the covers at all in the beginning too. So it's like they don't, and then they start using her for more covers later down the line. Like
Yeah, so using more covers and
yeah,
and that's what our audience will see as we
yeah,
progress. They'll see Vampy on more covers, and then
yeah,
even the actual live the model
yeah,
that one used at the time too.
yep.
So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. It's like you can see the progression. So yeah, you guys are gonna be sitting through all 113 episodes to see it, to know, yeah, to see it. So you guys are gonna see the progression of it.
Oh yeah.
But so it's actually kind of funny. The from for what was it? From 13 to 14. 14 is actually a continuation from last week's story, where where we last left off was Vampy crashed. Vampy actually got saved by her magician friend on a lifeboat, and then they ended
Pendragon.
Pendragon actually saved her, and then we end up with this nice opening cover panel of Jose Gonzalez doing a little island scene of her on the island.
Yeah, but they're in some tropical island somewhere in the Caribbean somewhere.
Hmm. Maybe in Cuba or Puerto Rico. You never know.
Probably probably on that somewhere in Haiti.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you read the story, yeah, it's kind of that way. It feels that way.
Never know.
Yeah.
One of those.
One
One
of
of those.
those one of those islands. And then so stories by Gonzalez and it's by Archie Goodwin, story wise. So it's pretty much a continuation of you know, last week's story. So far so good. Like how Jose's does her, you know. So it even tells you to see issue 13.
Well, and that's what I kind of like at least the past few issues I've been noticing it like
Yeah.
that there's certain parts of it that'll give it like an asterisk and saying kind of referring to it's like hey see issue this or see issue that
Right.
kind of referencing the other issues to kind of so people can kind of know that it's like hey this is a continuation or how it's related you know that's part of the story.
Right.
So it's cool.
And then with Jose's art, what his penmanship of this stuff. And then what we learned about Jose is he does everything one time, and that's all he does. He doesn't go over it again. So he did these panels in one shot. He only draws it once, and he doesn't. So there's no duplicates out there of pages at all. So that's kind of funny that I found. That I find funny about Jose is Jose doesn't need to redraw anything. But
Yeah,
I'm wondering if it's like the rumor about how or if it's like the myth about how Frazetta didn't need to use references. You know what I mean? So that was like a myth that was out there, and Sarah pretty much debunked it for us. Sarah goes, no, he used references. He just did, the older he got, he just forgot that he did. You know what I mean? So I'm
yeah,
wondering if Jose did do redos. It's just not a lot of people knew about the redos, probably, or something like that. You know what I mean? He's human. He makes people make mistakes. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's yeah. Plus they're artists. Artists. I don't think they want to make it. Make it known that they made a mistake or anything like
right.
that. So yeah,
So far in the story, she still got serum. So that's the problem is she may run out of serum on the island if they're on a deserted island.
yeah, yeah. So for what? Yeah. So with the story here, it's looks like she ran out. She
Or
ran.
she's about to run out or
No,
something like that.
she actually ran. She drank her last bit,
Oh yeah.
the last bit of serum that she had, and she was telling Pendragon the magician to run
Yeah.
and
You might
hide.
wanna hide in a different side of the island. But
Yeah,
like me and you found out from what was it, issue 10 or 11, that if she does bite somebody, she does that they don't turn no like the way if Dracula bit them. So her vampirism is different.
yeah,
It doesn't affect other people that we noticed.
yeah. Exactly. It doesn't turn people into vampires. It just
Right.
you know
Just
pretty much just kills them. but
Yeah.
it doesn't affect anybody.
Right.
So,
So that's a good thing about one thing. So now we don't mind if Vampy bites you.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's not a big deal. She bites you.
Yeah.
Unless she
So
bites you to death.
yeah, unless she doesn't know how to stop, then
Yep.
then we're in trouble. But so now all the guys that are gonna want to get bit by her now
Exactly.
because
Well,
they don't turn.
it's like one of the early issues. I think she actually did bite into Adam Van Helsing to feed off
Yeah, I
of
think
him.
it was 10 or 11. I
Yeah, something
think
like that.
that yeah, something like that had happened, and because Adam didn't turn,
Yeah,
so
exactly. So, but which so as it progresses here, she
yeah,
sees the like the werewolf as she's telling Pendragon the magician to run and hide.
right,
Yeah, out comes a werewolf.
yeah, out of nowhere.
I know.
The how weird is that? You're on a freaking deserted island, but there's fucking werewolves on the fucking island. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's a
So
werewolf.
either get bit by Vampy or get fucking mauled by a freaking werewolf.
Exactly.
Dude, I would rather get bit by her than fucking getting mauled by the fucking werewolf. I'm not surviving getting mauled.
Exactly. So, and so it's like I guess this is one werewolf that was there, and then only to find out there's a couple,
Right.
a married couple who where the man is a biochemist, and
But how funny is that they land on a damn deserted island and the freaking guy that's a werewolf is a fucking chemist.
it's his wife is a werewolf.
Oh, okay.
His wife.
I got confused. I got confused a little bit. That's why I'm like, huh?
Yeah, so I guess there was a way he was trying to figure out how to cure his wife.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
but Vampy has all the luck, you know that,
Yep.
because she needs a chemist to make her the more of that serum. So
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting that so she ends up fighting the biochemist's wife later
right,
on in there because as the biochemist captures Adam Van Helsing because Adam Van Helsing is on a plane.
right. Here's the couple we're talking
Yeah, he's a
about.
couple. Yeah, because they hear that Vampirella fighting the first werewolf. Because there's two werewolves that Vampirella fights here. The first
Yeah,
one that pops out of nowhere.
yeah. This one,
The
this one
first one
yeah,
the first one that pops out of nowhere, and then as it progresses, as the biochemist sees a plane crashes because it was a plane having engine troubles, and it ends up being
right.
Adam Van Helsing, and
Yeah, and then here's the couple like Del was talking. Here's the couple.
yeah, there's a couple there.
Yeah,
They're
and
doing,
then the airplane, like you said, the airplane crashes.
yeah, the
It's
airplane
right
crash.
here. Yeah, here, and then here's Van Helsing and and whoever else was flying in the plane. It looks like the
Yeah,
pilot.
yeah. Who else is flying? Which ends up dying in the plane crash, apparently.
Right.
So, as he's trying to, this biochemist is going to use Adam Van Helsing to experiment on him. There's his wife, the biochemist, goes on to turns into a werewolf. He's about to attack the Pendragon. Also, again,
Pendragon gets the short end of the stick.
yep.
Either he's gonna get bit by Vampy, or either he's gonna get attacked by all these freaking werewolves.
He gets but he ends up getting away from all that, and so it's Vampirella and the biochemist's wife that ends up turning into a werewolf again. So they're in a fighting. She feeds on the wife,
Mm,
and while that's going on, Pendragon goes and saves
Adam.
Adam Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, biochemist ends up being a werewolf as well later on. So he's also a werewolf too.
Yeah.
But he gets shot. He was but because one of the interesting things I noticed is like the reason why the biochemist's wife ended up turning into a werewolf is because of the book that's
Oh
becoming
yeah.
public.
Yeah.
The,
Vampy has. Yeah.
yeah, the Crimson Chronicles ends up being an issue, a problem, and so she ends up becoming a werewolf because of that.
Right.
But she cannot be killed by Silver because she gets shot by
That's good.
Silver.
That's
Yeah,
kind of funny because
yeah,
normal, normal thing is Silver touches them, they're dead, or
yeah,
hits them, they're dead.
exactly.
So that's kind of interesting that Silver can't kill her. So she's a hybrid like Vampy is
Exactly.
because
Exactly. It's like Vampirella.
yeah.
She can't be killed.
By
You know.
by yeah, by all the vampire stuff. So garlic doesn't affect her. Freaking staking don't affect the vampy. But one thing about vampy is that she can do. If you guys didn't notice in this panel back here, when this is actually vampy coming in right here behind the vampire or behind the werewolf. My bad, behind the werewolf because one of her powers is that she can change into a bat.
Yes.
So I'm just giving our audience and the some some outlines of what her abilities are.
Yeah. For context and outline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So one of her abilities is to turn into a bat, and another one of her abilities is later that she's or I mean it was you don't know about is that she makes you assume that she's a different person. Like if she wants to get away from you, she can make you think that she's a blonde and not a brunette, or she's a different person completely.
Right.
So there's another. She has a bunch of abilities. Trust me. Uh, she get I think every story she gains an ability, or like in the Harris runs, she ends up gaining more abilities and all kinds of other stuff. So so th- so yeah, so she'll end up gaining more abilities. She'll end up getting wing. Well, we already know she has wings. So but
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I honestly enjoyed the story. It's just the werewolf looked a little like Hollywood werewolf stories
Exactly.
would. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It definitely looks like the old black and white
Yeah.
Hollywood movies. That's what the werewolf play reminded me of.
But if you think about it, that's what Gonzalez probably had for reference. You know what I mean? Warren probably sent him like a little script going, or sent Joseph Tutin a little script. Hey, I need werewolves, and let's just say back then the only movies they were probably black and whites were werewolves, Dracula movie, werewolf movies, and Frankenstein movies, the
Yep.
Universal stuff. So that's probably all what he had to reference off of. So that's probably why he drew him that way. If he had another reference of werewolves, he probably would have drew him different. But it's honestly his art is crazy in this one. I think, to me.
Yeah. I think the art's pretty cool. You know, it still seems like pretty consistent with even with the past episodes as well. Or the
Yeah,
past issues. It still looks good to me. You
right.
know,
But
so it has its own unique style to it, but still
right.
very similar.
But one thing I really dig about Gonzalez is how much detail he puts in Vampy's face.
Yeah, yeah,
How
especially
much
the up close.
yeah, up close
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Those always impress me. The up close ones. And then here's like what you were saying about Adam Van Helsing and Pendragon. It's
yeah,
yeah. Looks like the husband was what I remember. What the husband tried to turn Adam into a werewolf, didn't he? Something
no,
like that.
you're just gonna conduct an experiment.
Oh, that's what it was. Because when I read it, I'm like, is he trying to turn him into a werewolf? Like, I
Yeah,
read it, but I didn't. but in my head, the way it looked like he was trying to turn him into a werewolf. But I'm like,
Yeah,
and then I read it. I'm like, oh, that's what he's trying to do.
yeah. So just gonna start doing experiments on him and stuff like that.
Mm,
The initial shot that in the dialogue that was going on there, the initial injection that was given
right,
to Van Helsing was a sedative to make him sleep.
right.
Then he woke up as like and thinking that things were complete. I was like, no, that's no, it was just a sedative to make him go to sleep.
Right, right, right.
To make
Yeah,
him come
yeah.
all
And
right.
then like you said, the wife turning into a werewolf right here.
Yeah,
That's freaking but that's freaking crazy how Gonzalez like the way he drew it, where he drew it like this, and then like the way she morphed into the werewolf.
all right. Yeah, so it's
And
just
that's kind of funny that you would think you would you know loincloth. It's like, yeah, the way she's turning because she's getting bigger too. It's not like she stayed the small size. You would think the material would be gone, like the way
yeah,
the bigger she got. I'm just saying.
yeah. It's just funny. A lot of times it just shows like maybe the top will rip off because
Right,
if they're not drawing breasts, but
right.
like it seemed to cover up
Yeah,
the bottom always seems to be staying intact. Like even like from like stuff like the 70s, like even the TV show, like the Incredible Hulk TV show, using Lou Ferrigno as a Hulk. Even the transformation scenes, it shows the that the shirt completely rips off, but the pants
yeah.
somehow still fit, even though it
Right,
gets torn up, but the pants still kind of stay on to cover
right.
the back and the front.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, man, if you think about it, if somebody's actually transformed into a damn werewolf, you're getting bigger. You're not getting smaller.
Yeah,
So whatever size of pants you were, those pants aren't gonna be there no more. You're
yeah,
gonna be like, mm. But
exactly.
I understand because it was back then too. I understand that too.
Yeah, it's something about back then what they did.
Yeah. But here we go of the story. And then if you notice the bat and what we just told you, Vampy turns into a bat, so she turns back into Vampy and starts attacking her.
Exactly, exactly. It started attacking her,
Right.
and yeah,
Yeah, and then husband's over there. See, this panel's crazy. I like this panel. I think this is one of my favorite panels out of the whole thing. Is this one right here. No, this one.
which one? I don't see what you're pointing at.
Okay, the top one on
Okay.
the yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
yeah. That would be a fun one on the shirt. I think like if the words weren't there and stuff. If we could get the words out of there and like either on the front of the shirt or the back of the shirt, it says Vampy and then it has that scene back there. It'd be kind of cool just to have Gonzalez's art on the on the shirt.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, the top one's a good one.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite ones out of the whole bunch of on this one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's like even that if you go back to the page,
Uh-huh.
like so the bottom right one,
Yeah.
it shows like somebody coming out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you don't know who it is because
Right.
it's two fighting, and then don't know who it is because it's just a shadow. Then you
Right.
go back. Then you go when you go to the next page.
Right. You find
Yeah,
out.
find out it's Vampirella that
Right.
ends up with. Yeah, so
Right. That's just funny.
that's a cool thing. It's like
Yeah.
two strong creatures, vampire versus werewolf, almost like
Yeah.
well from the movies that we like to watch. That one of my
Yeah.
one of the movies I like to watch, like Underworld,
Right.
where it's vampires and werewolves.
Yeah.
Right? Who wins?
Right.
Then go to the next bout. So it shows that Vampirella won.
Right. But if you think about it, a werewolf is just beast mode pretty much. It's all they're thinking is rage, but a vampire still has, their brain, so they'll still be thinking, "Hey, I need to get out of this."
Yeah.
Yeah, because a werewolf is thinking, you know, like the incredible, like you said, Incredible Hulk type style. It's like all they're seeing is rage. They're not thinking, well, you know what I mean. They're not thinking human wise. They're not thinking like, huh.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah, then here this is like now the husband ends up being a werewolf too. So he's about to
right,
surprise
right.
Vampirella, but only to find out he has an issue with Silver. So
Yeah,
Adam Van Helsing shoots and kills.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing what had happened with her. Does it tell us why she wasn't why Silver didn't affect her at all?
Well, good. So it has something to do with the spell because
Okay.
she was converted to a
Oh,
werewolf
that's what it was. It was
due
a
to the spells.
spell, yeah.
The
And then
spells
I
that with some of the spells from that the
right,
the Chronicles book.
right. And I think because he was bit, that's why Silver affects him, I think, or something
Yeah,
like that.
like he was turned or
Yeah,
converted.
he was turned or something like that. Yeah, so
Yeah. So
yeah, that so yeah, you see, they both hold in hands. But like I said, uh, what Gonzalez does with people, like like females and people in general, like I that's one thing about him is his art of drawing people. It's like bar none. Is there's nobody else, you know what I mean?
yeah, I no, yeah, I dig it. I dig it. I think the artwork is it was good artwork and
Right.
it was an overall good story too.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
You enjoyed it?
yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed the story as
Yeah, you
well.
enjoyed it. So, yeah. And
It, it was,
I
yeah, the only thing is that even though they, it didn't really explain
what was
how the
your what okay, let's do this. What was your issue with the story and then what did you like about the story?
so overall like so what I liked about the story is just like it was like a werewolf versus vampire. So
Okay.
that's what I liked about it. Okay, so uh couple the two issues that I had with the story is like okay, where did the first werewolf come from?
Right.
Didn't really explain that one.
Right.
Uh, and the bigger part of it, okay, it explained how
Yeah, it
the
didn't
wife.
explain it didn't
Yeah,
explain where
so
this guy came from.
right. So yeah, so it explained how the wife became a vampire.
Or a werewolf.
Yeah, or yes, I'm sorry, a vampire. Explained how the vampire, how the wife became a werewolf, but did not explain how the husband became a
Right.
werewolf.
Well, well, I mean, I think they wanted us to put the two and two together. Like the wife probably bit him.
Yeah, but so you kind of it's yeah, surprised that he's a werewolf too,
Right. Yeah.
but the,
Yeah.
what
but
was how did he become a werewolf too? It's like I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. But I think what this Archie Goodwin wanted us to do was us put two and two together. Maybe maybe after she turned, saw like you said, he's a chemist, so he probably tried to save her, try to do some experiments on her, and then there was one night where she turned and bit him. you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never
So
know.
yeah,
So we got to make we got to make it up.
yeah, but I kind of like a little bit of
Yeah, more substance.
yeah, like a little backstory to this. Like okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. She said okay, I get how she became a vampire, but
Right. At least give us a little like one of these, a little sentence thing where it tells us at least what
yeah,
happened, like how he turned and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with you. I saw, I don't that's the only issue I had with the story was like we didn't find out where that first werewolf came from, or we didn't even know. Yeah, but that's okay.
Sorry, I didn't get off the screen for a second. Sorry. All
No,
right.
no, you're good. But just saying, you didn't know where the first werewolf came from. You didn't know you didn't know how the husband turned into a werewolf. That was the only, yeah, that's what the major issues with it. And then, nothing, anything else that bothered you with it?
That was the only thing. That
Hmm.
was the only thing because at least it kind of gave me an idea about the other stuff. It was
Right,
like,
right, right, right.
but that was the only thing that really bothered me. It's like okay, okay. especially the husband who was
Wait.
such a character, who was such a character. You know, who was a character that was part of such a big part of the story,
Right.
and then only for him to not tell me why he became a werewolf. I just don't get
Or
it.
how he became. So I'm
Yeah,
wondering if you see the werewolf here. I'm wondering if it's the same werewolf here that crashes through this door. Hold on, this one, or is that the wife? I don't know.
that was a different werewolf altogether.
Okay, see, it's like that's the only issue I had. Is like, I mean, could we tell the difference in between the werewolves or no? I don't
Yes,
remember. Kind of, right? Oh yeah. I can see it now. I didn't see it at first.
yeah. So it
Oh,
was.
okay, yeah, you can see
Yeah,
the difference in between
so
them. Yeah,
if you go to the so if you go to like if you go back to the beginning.
right. Hold on. Oh, got you. Go back to the beginning. Right about. Oh no, yeah, a little bit more. Right about. Yeah, right here.
So you see that. See, they just got to the beach of the island.
Right.
You see the first werewolf. Okay, go to the next page.
Right.
Okay, here's the husband and the wife inside
The
their home
bungalow. Yeah, their bungalow or whatever it was.
or whatever the house, and he's talking about how he hears them like fighting or whatever the hell,
Right.
whatever. So he hears it. So they're inside. They're at home. So it's not, that first werewolf is a different is a different werewolf altogether.
Right. I'm wondering if there was more people on that island before before these two came, like if there was already other other people that were already on the island.
Right. So I based off of what here's what I got. I'm thinking what was going on is that he was trying to do experiments to cure his wife. Maybe that first werewolf was a failed experiment.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
that's
just
what yeah, that was that's pretty much what I was thinking, or the wife bit
I'm,
somebody on the island. Right.
and I'm only basing it off of what he was trying to do with Van Helsing.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
when I read it, what I thought was that he bit the wife went out, like got full moon, went out, bit somebody on the island when there was more people on the island, when and she actually found some islanders that actually lived on the island
Yeah.
and turned them, something like that. But hey, you never know. But for what it is, Jose's art's really good on this one.
Yeah.
Art's good. Story's a little iffy, but it's still good. But
Yeah, overall, it's still good.
it was still overall it's still good. It was just like you said. There's little plot holes, but I don't I don't see no. I see why, because look at when it was written. you know,
I think it could do a little, a little bit better. Like,
or but what we think, or what I think is Archie didn't have enough time to actually add more story to it, probably. You know what I mean? Think about it. They had deadlines back then, so it's like, hey, you need to get this done.
one more page.
yeah,
One more page with a few panels.
yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just guessing of what could have happened,
Yeah.
you know. But honestly, this issue is honestly enjoyable. And then then you get the next story is by hold on, let me get to the next story real quick. This one, the wedding the wedding gift, is actually by Mike Plug or Plume or Mike Plume or whatever it is. But Plume is actually the guy that did some Ghost Rider stuff. So he actually did some Ghost Rider stuff, and Plume's stuff is not bad. I actually enjoyed his art. It wasn't too bad. I liked his art, actually, Plume's art in this one. story wise, like Del was saying, it gives you enough story to whet your appetite, but there's still a little bit plot like Del likes to say plot holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
See, like this one, I like the I do like the artwork on this one too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, especially like the creatures and stuff, because it's almost like a gladiator meeting fantasy type of thing. You know.
Yeah, like Plug's style was great, and even this guy's style for the sword and sword, the sword of light or whatever it was. That
Yeah, Sam Glansman.
yeah, yeah, another good yeah. Honestly, these are like black and white. I could see some of this stuff in color. I wouldn't mind seeing if a decent colorist colored it in now and see what it would actually look like. But it's not bad. It's not horrible. The art wasn't horrible, so that's actually good. Yeah. But then the story that caught my attention was another werewolf. That the funniest thing, there's two werewolf stories in this issue. There's actually two werewolf stories in this issue. And then this story wasn't too bad either. You know, talking about I think about another creature at a not amusement park, but at a
Yeah.
fair, at a fair or something like that. So that was interesting. And then we get to the next story of or pretty much the last one, werewolf hunt or wolf hunt, and it's by Esteban 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 Maroto. I forgot about how good Esteban's art was. Like I thought Esteban and Jose's art were really good, but what caught my attention was his attention to detail the creatures and his attention to detail the females in general.
Mm.
Like these, if you actually get to actually look at these panels,
Mm.
you know, like how I send them to Dell, yeah, it caught my attention pretty much. Like the way he did the face on the female and stuff like that. But it's pretty much talking about a guy catches a werewolf, pretty much catches a female werewolf. Same idea of the previous one almost. It's just no vampy in it.
Yeah.
It's just no vampy in it. It's just and then the guy's crazy pretty much. But just by looking at his art, it's good. You know what I mean? Esteban's art is crazy in this one. That's what caught my attention was Esteban's art, you know, attention to detail to when she changes and to when she's actually in the, you know, like this, like these panels here. Like he's another one that I actually enjoy. I forgot all about Esteban. But Esteban is another guy that's from the same company that Gonzalez is from. So SI, that company in what was it? Uh, Barcelona, right? That I told you he's from, or Spain. Yes, just let's just say Spain. It's it's Spanish company. It's you know where Joseph Tutane, and so this is when they start coming over. And guess what happens? She turns into the wolf and pretty much eats the guy. And you get Vampy with a head with a werewolf headdress.
Yeah.
But for what it is, him drawing the panel of Vampy on there is kind of funny too, man. His Vampy's not bad either.
Yeah, it's not bad. And then yeah, see
Yeah,
like a wolf headdress, and
yeah.
yeah, I do like how the werewolf looks here too.
Right.
So
Yeah, I think I like the werewolf. I like Esteban's werewolf better than I Gonzalez's werewolf.
yeah,
I that's me and Del's preference. I think I like his. I think I like Esteban's werewolf better than I like Jose's. But Jose's females, forget it. Jose's females, and I mean Esteban's females are good too. But for up for like I said, his shading and his up close stuff. That's what Jose was known for. It's the up close and the bombshell type stuff, or the pinup type stuff. So
yeah,
and Esteban was known for more of his horror stuff. So this is in Esteban's wheelhouse pretty much. and this is what the back cover looks like. And people believe this is another Frazetta one that he did for them, like a pencil.
Like a pencil sketch type of thing.
Yep, yeah, like a pencil sketch type of thing. Because he did a couple pencil sketches for him, and then they just repeated used it. Oh, it's a hobby kit. It's talking about the hobby kit.
The Hobbit kit, yeah.
It's talking about the hobby kit. So yeah. So what did you think about the issue overall?
Yeah, overall, it's a decent issue. You know,
Mm. What did you okay? What do you give Jose's story? Jose's story, and I mean, the first story of the Vampirella story.
yeah. Like overall, it was like I said, it was a decent story. It's just like the only thing I just didn't like is like a couple little, the two little holes on. It's like the first wolf. I'm automatically assuming why the
Right,
first wolf, he was possibly an experiment.
right,
Then how the overall it was a good story. Overall, it's just like the plot hole of especially mainly the husband, the
yeah,
biochemist.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But my thing was, I'm surprised they didn't try to catch him to use him to help Vampy create another formula. Another because since she's running out of the blood formula or whatever it was, I'm surprised.
yeah. It could do like a to be continued type of thing. It shows that at the end, maybe like
Yeah,
possibly like
he
her
survived, and then
like
Vampy's
her
gonna use
capturing him,
right,
capturing a biochemist,
right,
and then like to be continued and to carry into the next issue.
right.
Like I type of thing to maybe use him to create more of that serum.
Right. And if you think about it, I mean, it makes sense
Yeah,
not to kill him all, not to actually shoot him.
yeah,
That's why when I saw Van Helsing shoot him, I'm like, damn. I'm
yeah,
like, she's gonna have to take a bite out of Van Helsing again,
yeah.
or Pendragon, or either one
Yeah.
of them two.
Yeah.
But
So
I think Adam's just gonna go, hey, just bite me.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that could to me that made more logical sense
Right,
to progress into another story.
right,
It's
right,
like her and Van Helsing capturing the biochemist and then using his knowledge as a chemist to create a new serum.
right. To create something better that's
Yeah,
gonna keep her hunger down.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I'm surprised. Yeah, like I'm surprised he didn't. But I
Yeah,
my biggest thing, I like Jose's stuff. Like when he does this type of stuff. Like this type of stuff.
mm,
Like and
yeah,
then like this one. You know what I mean? Like this type of stuff. But Jose gets better after that. You know what I mean? So he again I think he goes up to 20 something issues, leaves for a little bit, and then comes back because he gets bored. Because the one thing about Jose is he gets bored about stuff.
yeah.
So he does something for a little while, and then when he gets bored, he jumps off,
I got you.
or he leaves, and then he goes, "Damn, I'm bored. I'm gonna leave." It's not giving me enough juice to keep going, because that's what happened with him. He went, like I told you, he was with a band called the freaking Dalmatians. But the Spanish name wasn't Dalmatians, but the American translation said Dalmatians.
Got me. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, and then so he was with a rock band that almost got signed. As soon as they were about to get signed, guess what Jose did? Said, "Hey, I'm bored. I quit." So he could have been, yeah. So that's why I laugh, because when I hear the story with Jose, and then I hear the story with Frazetta where he almost became the baseball player, and Jose almost became a freaking, music artist. It's like two people at the same pod, two people at the same because he wanted, because how Jose was, he wanted his, like to keep himself shielded from outside interference or outside people like fans and stuff. He didn't like being out there like that. He
Right.
liked it to be keeping everything in.
I got you.
Yeah. and then
You don't want distract outside distractions.
outside distractions, and not only that, but he pretty much he didn't like going places. It sounded that's what it sounded like, kind of.
Yeah.
He was fun loving, like a lot of people say. I read his biography thing, and it seems to say he was a fun loving person and stuff like that. But he loved to keep his personal life personal and
Mm.
not yeah and not. So he wouldn't like it right now, being honest. Instagram and all that other stuff. He would be like, nope. Interviews, nope.
Yeah, it could be like a lot of people that
Yeah,
want to stay private. Private.
right,
He probably won't have social media,
right,
or if he
right.
did have social media, he'll have somebody run it for him.
Right, right. But
And,
the main reason he wanted to stay personal, but a lot of people because he was openly gay. But the other thing that he did was he was a cross dresser too. He liked cross dressing. So like yeah, so that was the other thing that's probably why he wanted to keep his personal. It's like he didn't want to get judged. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I think. That's what I think. It's not what it's just what I think of just by reading about him. It's like maybe that's why he didn't want to be get more because he could have got more notarized with that's what he's known for is Vampirella. Like and then he's known for doing pinups. So it's like but so what did you grade? Did you oh I didn't ask. What did you grade the story?
No, I'll give this a 7.5.
7.
Yeah, 7.5 on the story. Still, it's
Mm.
still a good story, but it's just like it just kind of kind of brought me down. Well, I got a little bit hung up on not necessarily 100% hung up on, but it's just
Right,
like
right,
yeah,
right.
it's that little small little plot hole, but
Right, right.
overall, it's still a decent story.
Right. See, I
Yeah,
liked it. See,
yeah.
I like this pan. My favorite one of my favorite panels of of he done a vampy is this one,
Hmm.
like back like this. But Jose's art actually that you think. What do you think? Does Jose's art boost this story? If it was somebody, let's just say if it was Tom Sutton doing the story again, would it? What do you think? Would your attention be more? Less on the story and more on the art or
Well, I don't think it would have affected my attention very much, really.
right.
So I don't think my attention would have shifted or in any way or
Okay.
changed. It was I
No,
think it would stay
I'm
the
just
same.
I'm just curious in my head, like I was just wondering if it was not Jose doing this story and it was like Sutton or he had somebody else do it, you know what I mean, not
Yeah.
Jose do it. I'm wondering if you know but like you said, you're giving the story a 7. I give it I'll give it a Uh, you were being nice. I'll give it a 6 because of the plot holes. But
Yeah.
yeah, because of the plot holes. Art wise, I'll give this art. Mm, Jose, I'm a big Jose fan, so I'll give it a 8. What about you?
Probably yeah, about the same, about an 8.
Yeah, about an 8. But Maroto's art on the other words, Maroto's story, Maroto's art, I give Maroto's art at least a 9. I like Maroto's art on this one a little better than I like Jose's. So I give it a little point, a little more of a little more of a boost. I like the Jose, I like the Maroto's art a little better.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I dug it too. So I
Yeah,
think
I
Rogue
thought.
Art's pretty cool.
Yeah, I dug Maroto's art a little more on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, I dug Maroto's art on this one a little more because his Vampy looks more scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It looks more menacing.
Yeah. It's up top there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The way
His
because
hit.
the way they had it's just how they had his position and everything, and the
Yeah,
shadow,
yeah, yeah,
the shadow on the eyes too. So
yeah.
yeah, that has
Yeah,
some good.
like I said, Jose sexy,
Yeah.
Maroto scary. That's what Maroto was known for was his horror stuff. So, but Yeah, like I give it a 9. But the story on it, I'll give it about a 6 or 7. Like Del said,
Mm.
most of the stories in here are like 6 or 7s, pretty much. Because, like Del said, there's plot holes.
Yep.
there's little plot holes. They're not like huge plot holes, but they're like small little
Yeah,
plot holes.
yeah, little ones. That's what I noticed. Like here and there, it's like whenever I see a plot hole, so it's very
Yeah,
it's small, but still it's small, but still big
right.
enough to notice that. Okay, why? You leave me wondering why.
So overall, so what's the overall score? We're gonna give the whole thing, the whole book in general. So if I gave it a 6, you gave it a 7.
It was 6.5.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so pretty much story wise 6.5. So the whole thing is 6.5. Art wise, I gave Gonzalez a 8, and I gave Moroto a 9. so
yeah.
so so it's a decent, art's decent, stories are decent. So you know what I mean. And then St. Julian's cover is a is another amazing cover. But for the first time, we actually didn't have a story that went with the cover this time. If you notice.
Yeah. That's right. There's no story that aligns with the cover. The cover is just like
Well,
something.
kind of. If you think about the gift story looks similar. If you look at the second story in here, the wedding gift, kind of, but not really. Hold on, let me find the wedding gift real quick. But because there's no Cyclops in it, but there is a female locked up.
Right.
There we go. See, so yeah, so it ain't it. But this is, I think this is would be the closest story to it.
Mm.
It's the wedding gift story, I think. Yeah, because if you look at it, this is the closest one. Yeah, or it's a sort of light. It's either one of those.
Right.
So that, honestly, there was nothing. there was no there was not one story in there that was
Exactly. So
yeah, and then but so we give it an 8. You give it we'll give overall a 6.5. The whole thing, 6.5. Great read. We like, if you like the first one, if you like the first story into the 13, yeah. So you would have to pick up these 2 issues and actually read it together, because it's actually semi of a continuation. Or Del, do you think you have to pick up the previous issue to enjoy it, or could you actually enjoy it without picking up the? You think?
you can enjoy it because you can enjoy it because it's without really picking up the issue. But it always helps to me. I always you know, find
Right,
that it helps to read the previous issue to kind
right.
of know what's going on.
Because the main reason the main reason I'm asking is, if somebody, if I just give somebody issue 14 and they just read it,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
because it does ask people to reference issue 13.
Right, right, right.
So
So I would recommend picking up both issues and just reading both.
yeah,
But the biggest thing is, as long as as long as been enjoying it. But I'll show you guys what next week's issue is gonna be, so we don't get surprised. Well, you guys, if you guys want to follow along, or if you guys have it, or you guys want to go find it, it's issue 15, and we're gonna get an introduction to somebody. And we'll tell you guys next week who it is. I'm not going to tell you guys this week because me and Dale already know, kind of know.
yep.
So it's another, I believe it's another St. Julian San Julian cover, uh, or his legal name, Manuel Perez Clemente, aka San Julian. So MPC. Yeah. Or aka St. Julian. But a lot of people know him as St. Julian, so but it's funny. So
Yep.
that's good. Yeah, that's either, I think it's I think St. Julian does the first couple of covers, and then it jumps to Inrich all the way through until the end almost. But that's about it, guys. Yeah, well, if you guys enjoyed Vampy Book Club, I appreciate it, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. We're gonna have more guests. I'm gonna try to get more guests. If you guys want to join, let me know on Instagram. Let me know here in the chat, in the bottom on the chat, or in the, or in the or leave me a little message on the bottom. Hey, saying you want to join in. I'll send you the link like I send Dell, and you can join in, and then we can talk about the Vampy stories, the whichever story you guys ended up reading in it, and we can talk about it. If you guys want to join, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit Dell up on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week for issue 15. See you later.
See you.